the thing that you think you need more of is actually keeping you stuck. I'm a registered dietitian, and after years of working with people, I can tell you that motivation is not your problem. Let me show you what is. Here's what I see over and over again. Maybe somebody comes into my office and it's the first time they've seen me. They leave feeling motivated, feeling like they have a plan, they know what to do, they're going to execute on this, and they come back a week or two later and they feel like they failed. They feel like, I can't stick to this. What is wrong with me? Maybe it started off really well. Can you relate to this? Where the first 3 days maybe are perfect and you're like, this is easy. I'm going to have no problem with this. And then something happens. Whether it's you fall off, you get sick, there's an unplanned eating event, like you get invited out to eat with a friend, or you forget to pack your lunch, or you woke up late, and the next thing you know, you feel like you failed. Instead of just moving on, acting like it's no big deal, everything falls apart. We've been sold this idea that consistency requires motivation, that you always need to feel like doing it. I'll hear it in my office all the time. It's too hard. I don't feel like it. I don't have time. The holidays are coming up. And my favorite, well, I have my period. The thing is, you're not going to feel like it. Most of the time, you're not going to feel like it. And if you waited until you felt like it, nothing would ever get done. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and it goes all the time. So building an entire system based on an emotion that may or may not be there tomorrow is building a recipe that's going to fail. So what's actually going on? If it's not motivation that you need more of, then what is it? How do I keep this going? How do I stick to a plan? How do I lose the weight, improve my diet, keep exercising when I just don't feel like it? So if it's not motivation, what is it? In my experience, it comes down to 3 things, and at least one of these is going to hit home for you, I promise. Number 1 is identity. Number 2 is that your rules are too rigid. And number 3 is you're solving the wrong problem. Let's break each of these down. Reason number 1, you haven't changed your identity. This one may feel a little bit woo-woo, but it is totally legit. Hear me out. Most people set goals based on outcomes. I want to run a half marathon. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to get in shape for my next vacation. But they never ask, who is the person that does these things all the time? Who's the person that would do this naturally and it's just part of their life? And how far is that person from who you are right now? Because if you were that person, you'd already be doing that thing. So at the end of the day, you're falling to the level of your current identity. And it's not your fault. I mean, you have the habit of being yourself. That's how you've been for decades. So how do you know how to be any different? You only know how to be yourself. But who you are today isn't going to get you where you want to go. And this isn't, of course, just in fitness or weight loss. It's in every other thing. It's the same concept. Right now, ask yourself, do you have the internal dialogue of, I'm the person who starts and stops. I can't finish anything I set out to do. I'm always going to fail. I'm always going to be the fat girl. I hear that one a lot in my office. And there's nothing wrong with being the fat girl. But if you want to change it, are you still running that internal dialogue? Is that still who you identify with being? That might be a really big hurdle to get over. And that's going to be rather challenging on the other side too, when you're dealing with an identity crisis on the other side. Your body doesn't match who you think you are, and that's where a lot of people have difficulty sustaining their results. If you're the person who says, I start and stop things, I can never finish, I can't get motivated, I'm never disciplined with anything, I can't stick to any diet, then that's exactly who you're going to be. Not because you're weak, not because there's anything wrong with you, it's because you're being consistent with who you are. If you want to stay where you are, keep being consistent. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Keep getting on a diet and off a diet. Keep trying to be too rigid with your rules. Keep trying to get on the most restricted diet and lose weight really quickly, because how has that worked so far for you? So here's what to do instead. Instead of saying, I want to eat healthier, say, I'm somebody who nourishes my body every day. Instead of saying, I need to be more disciplined or motivated, this one really worked for me. Say, I'm somebody who follows through and does what I said I'm going to do. I follow through on what matters to me. It sounds small, it sounds silly, but the thing is, it is not so way off in the future, so way off that you can't even relate to it. It's believable to you. And so you're able to build on that and make real sustainable changes as you change your personality and who you are. Number 2, your rules are too rigid. Now, this is very common in my office. Honestly, it's one of the biggest things that trips people up and they don't even realize it. If you start a diet or a way of eating or you cut out certain food groups and then you go, well, that diet, it's not that the diet didn't work for me. There's something wrong with me. I couldn't stick to the diet. I couldn't do it. I failed. No, it's because the rules are too rigid. It's because you picked something that was too specific, too far off from what you're able to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's too far off from something that anybody could maintain. And here's the kicker. If the rules are too rigid, how do you expect to keep that routine? How do you expect to keep whatever results you get if they're too rigid for you to follow for the rest of your life? It's not sustainable. So most people create these rules for themselves. I need to cut out sugar completely. I need to go to the gym 7 days a week. I need to meal prep every single meal. And the moment they break one of those rules, everything comes tumbling down. They're a failure, at least in their head, when they're really not. You're really not. It wasn't even that big of a deal. Maybe pick something that's less rigid and more doable next time. So overall, it's not a discipline problem, it's a rule problem. And rigid rules are the enemy of consistency. Consistency does not mean doing things perfectly. That's where a lot of people in my office get tripped up. They come back and they say, well, I didn't do well this week at all. And so we go through some questions and they totally are only focusing on the one thing that they feel like they did wrong, and they don't give themselves credit for anything that they did well. Being consistent means doing things imperfectly because we can't be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. It means doing things imperfectly, repeatedly. The person who walks for 10 minutes a day is doing a whole lot better than the person who doesn't walk at all, and then on their last day of the week, they walk for 4 hours. That's not sustainable. So I want you to ask yourself, this is gonna feel ridiculous. What is the smallest, most minimal effort I can put in? What is something that feels like it's the easiest that will move me towards what I want? What's the version of the habit that I'm trying to create? What is the smallest version that I can do? Maybe it's drinking more water instead of cutting out soda. Maybe it's switching to diet soda instead of drinking regular soda. A note on that, other people's rules aren't your rules. So don't try to be perfect with this either. People will say, well, diet soda is bad, only drink water, blah, blah, blah. You need to pick what's consistent for you. You need to pick what's doable for you. If you're somebody who can't get in enough hydration because you don't really like water, let's do something else. Stop trying to live by other people's rules and do it perfectly. Basically, what is the minimum thing that you can do on your worst day? If you're not feeling very good, if you're not feeling motivated, you're tired, can you go for a 10-minute walk so that you're still continuing to have that habit of movement? When you get really good at this habit that you think is really, really small, that's your anchor, and then you build on that. And that helps you to believe in yourself. If you don't believe you can do it, we're not going to get anywhere. Okay, quick pause. If you feel like you're relating to this video and you really enjoy it, do me a huge favor and leave me a comment and let me know which part you're relating to, or maybe what some of your really rigid rules are. Okay, on with the rest of the video. Number 3, I love this one. You're solving the wrong problem. This one goes a little bit deeper, so stay with me. A lot of times people will come to me saying that they can't be consistent with healthy eating. And the problem that I need you to understand is it's probably not the food. It's other things that are happening that are not supporting your ability to make change, to change a habit, to change part of who you are. Maybe it's stress. Maybe it's a really stressful time at work and you can't possibly add one more thing to your plate and you're feeling overwhelmed. And the idea of having to not eat some food that you feel really comfortable with and you just want to have some emotional comfort, which is totally fine from time to time. If that's just feeling way too much, you're not going to stick to it. This is where some people will come in to my office and they want to lose weight and we go through their life and what's going on and I go, maybe this isn't the right time. Yes, sometimes you have to start when it's not the right time, but sometimes it's just not the right time. You need to take a pause, wait for life to calm down a little bit. Maybe start in a couple months or get a couple things squared away or get your mindset a little bit different, and then you can start towards changing your life and changing your goals. Maybe it's lack of sleep. Maybe you have small children or kids, or all of your kids just came down with the flu back to back to back and you haven't slept for a month. You know what I mean? You've been there, right? And you just don't sleep. And that is not the time to make changes. that can be the time that maybe you made changes beforehand and you can lean into those changes because they've become a habit and you just do smaller versions of them. But that is not the time to start anything new. This comes down to maybe you're pouring from an empty cup. There's nothing left right now to give. And so to ask yourself to make a health change, a fitness change, a nutrition change is just not reasonable. So stop beating yourself up about it and wait and be kind to yourself and do some self-care instead. I get it. I'm a dietitian, right? You think most people would talk to me about food. Honestly, most people come in and they talk to me about a whole lot of other things besides food. And that's really important. It's usually not about the food. You can have all the education, and yet when you can't execute on it and you can't do the thing, there are many, many other things at play. And so we need to give you credit for that. It is not as simple as I need motivation to eat healthier. No, so many other things. So before you reach for another plan, another diet app, another workout plan, ask yourself, what do I really need right now? Do I need a nap? Do I need a good night of sleep? Do I need to wait until the school year's over? Or do I need to wait until the kids go back to school so I have some time for myself? Do what you actually need, not what Instagram tells you you need, not what YouTube tells you you need. Ask yourself, what do I really need in this moment? Because you can't keep pouring from an empty cup and expect things to change. So let's bring this home. If you've been beating yourself up, stop it. That doesn't help. You've been beating yourself up probably for decades, and where has it gotten you? Give yourself a little bit of grace. Understand you probably need something else right now, a little bit of self-care, maybe a pedicure, maybe a nap, a deep breath, something. Give yourself that before you ask anything else of yourself. And if you're looking to change how you're eating and working out and your lifestyle, good for you. You need to start small. You need to start with what's sustainable and be patient, because that's how you hold on to the results. No more of this crash diet, really low calories, I'm going to do this perfectly. No, stop it. And so we need to do things differently this time. None of these things require motivation. They require a little bit of personal insight, some awareness to your behaviors, and lowering the bar and being more kind to yourself. And if you want to go deeper into perfectionism, this is where this whole video started. Make sure to watch this video right here.